what our capital expenditures run. And if you did the same thing going the next 4 years out in that bottom line, if you took out the debt service of 906,000, you'd see it falling pretty much in line with that every year. It's running around 700,000, 800,000. The fifth year out is actually a lot lower. It's about 367,000. So that's the normal trend, and you can see our penny for Pinellas is generating close to 800,000.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes care of those other expenditures. So, I guess the next thing I wanted to do is just start going through the, just the items by department. I'll start out with finance and administration. And I think that's pretty quick, because our number is mostly computer equipment.
I do, thank you.
So, you see in 2024, we've got budgeted in total 121,530 between the two departments. And I was gonna just tell you the highlights of that, because one of them's a question. In our numbers, we budgeted $2,950 for tablet upgrades, the tablets that you all have and that Carly and I have. 7 of them would be $20,650, so that's included in that number. That's a 4-year upgrade. So I guess the real question is, we got the tablets, will they make it through to next year
Mine will.
at this
Mine will.
time, or
They
September?
got really good ones, so, I mean, they're
Yeah.
gonna last us a while. We
I
can
don't
probably
think
skip
I can
it.
see mine lasting another couple years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mine
I
still
mean, I
works
just
fine.
really use it for
email.
the
and
meetings and
reading stuff,
emails.
geez, I don't see the need.
Why don't we move it 2 years out, and then if we
Yeah.
wanna bring it back a year, we can do it next budget. So,
I agree.
So how much is
well,
that?
how about yours?
It's 20,650.
How about yours? Yours working good and?
It is, I think we had put it in there, not necessarily to say, hey, we're gonna do it,
It's just
but
part
it
of
was, in,
It's been a few years, and
in 8 months, and all of us started, at some
all of a sudden,
point,
it all starts breaking down.
it was, do we put it in there just in case? This could be
Yeah.
a year from now that we're sitting here and everyone's going, my tablet is terrible, so
Yeah.
it was, we weren't gonna do it just to
Visioning.
do it, it was like,
In reality,
but that's the only reason that it was even put in there was, hey, it's been 4 years, we don't know what they're gonna start doing.
Oh, I know, computer
So-
geeks, it's out of date after, 3
After a
years
couple years.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah, about
so-
2 years. We don't need new ones. They
So-
work good.
So, okay,
Unless Ben
what
and
are we
Gail
moving?
break theirs.
Yeah, we're right there with it, me and Ben.
they get gold stars today, they had their laptop.
They were doing well.
Yeah, right.
The next largest item in 2024, I put a server upgrade in there. There's 3 units back there that we bought, and it's a 4-year upgrade. I have not touched base with Velocity at all, but I put about $9,180 in for a server upgrade, because last time, that's about what it went about 4 years, and they said, well, we need to be thinking about it, so.
Where is
You don't
it?
see that, it's buried in,
What's this
yeah,
secret?
yeah,
A
no,
secret
no,
one?
well,
Okay,
it's actually in the finance number in that 16,330.
Okay.
that's what I
It's
figured.
buried in there, it's 9,180, I'm trying to back out there's 3 big items, and once those things fall out, you got $11,700, and it's for laptop replacements, and we tried to rotate them, so we're not doing everybody in the department, so, you see a typical year for finance, 3,400, 6,200, 3,400, those middle years.
yeah.
And the same thing up in administration. It's the last year in 2024 that I got some big items in there. And if you just rolled tablets, I have tablet replacements in 2028, so we've just rolled that, so I'm gonna have to roll those out
Well,
another
the server
couple
runs
years.
24/7, so. It needs-
Yeah, and you gotta be prepared in case you
Yeah,
have
and I
a
don't
problem
wanna
with
not
that.
have money to do it, that's the main thing. So that includes that. And then down below, you see chambers equipment, that's why, let 2023, I put it under finance and administration, it's really the chamber, so I moved it to 511. We got 82,500. We're putting 2,500 as a general AV repair, but the 80,000 is for the audio visual.
Yeah.
In case it doesn't get finished in the current fiscal year.
And that's a roll forward,
Yep.
and if it gets done, it'll come out, so. So when, after you take that 109,000 out of that 121,
So it's in the
You're down.
budget already for this year, right?
it's
That
in
what
for
you-
23.
Okay,
Yeah, we rolled it because we weren't sure if it was.
which
gonna
way,
get
when they were
done.
gonna get it done.
Right.
Cause there's certain things that are available right now, and there's certain things you go to order it, and it's like you can't get
Yeah.
it for 6 months, so
Yeah.
it's, the
Gonna
plan's
drop
to
that-
do it now, but you never know.
Are we gonna drop that 14.7 out of that? If we don't do the
Yes.
tablets?
Yes,
Okay.
that's gonna come out.
It's going ahead 2 years,
It's
just so
going
I
ahead
make sure
2
I have
years.
my notes
It's
right for
gonna
what
go
we're
to
changing.
2026.
Moving 14,750 to 2026.
We'll move it to 2026.
Mhm.
By then, we won't need it.
Okay. And again, I wasn't gonna get into detail in those middle years, and if you want, I can, I have list, I got a list of what we got.
You got this.
I don't wanna bore you. But in 2028, the same thing, there's 23,100 in there. That 14,750 is coming out, but there's also 2950 up in administration and 2950 in finance. So 20,000 is gonna get moved to 2026. And in 2028, I have a 4-year upgrade based on that, 23,100, so that'll come out. I don't have any years to take it, we'll just, basically, it would go to 2030, basically. So, and I upped it to 3,300 per, just because it was, I think I took 112% or something like that, thinking 3-4% a year. And today, inflation's actually more like 8, but I have hopes it'll get better, so. And then again, 4 year out, I got another server upgrade in there, 10,300, so, those are the big items in 2028. And in theory, that could maybe move a year out if we had to, but I guess I'd rather keep the current rate and push it out next year. That's it for finance and administration, unless you have any questions. Next will be fire, I don't know if Chief wants to come up and talk about them, I could try to fight my way through some of them.
Okay, I think let's see, where are we at? So nozzles, hoses, and equipment, that is a recurring budget item. We have our hose tested each year. What fails or out of date, we replace it. This year, we did better than the last 2 years, but I'm still gonna keep it in there just in case, right? Radio replacement, we were replacing one, it's 800 megahertz 5000 series radio. We were replacing one a year. What we did last year is we skipped a year because we're almost done with that project, and the 5000s we have are still working. They're just simply not supported, meaning there's no more parts being made or anything like that. So what we'll do is we'll move that to every other year, and we'll get that caught up within the next, I guess, 6 cycles there. Jim spoke about the tablet, and we're going to move that. That it's still working fine. It's just a little beat up on the edges.
So that's
That's
just
the-
your tablet?
That's 2950 there. Well, and you're gonna see one in Public Works, and you're gonna see one in CID also.
So, I mean, you're saying that 2950 is your tablet?
His tablet.
Jim's
Okay.
yours is my understanding.
We were trying to keep them all on the same,
Yeah, same cycle.
cause that way we know the status of everyone's, that was the hope, is to,
Well, to revisit that, then, I'm speaking from my level of perspective on the tablet I've got, what I use it for. Is yours still good enough for what you need? Because yours are probably on it all day, every day. Is this still, it's still functioning properly for you?
It's fast and it
Okay.
works well, yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't want
That's a
to,
good question.
Yeah,
So
wanna
we're
see
not
us.
using them
yeah.
nearly as much.
I believe so.
yeah.
It's
These
our,
were, these were the
our,
mayor's
Just get filled
recommendation.
up over the years.
our mobile EOC. The next one is the laptops for training for the classroom. Each person shares a laptop when they're on duty, so it'd be 6 laptops that stay in the fire station.
And you need those.
It's time for the replacement, yeah. Jim has the fire station design and construction there. I think we all are comfortable with that.
This looks pretty straightforward.
Yes. Yeah, the vehicle computers and printers, you'll see that's a big number. That's the actual ruggedized computer that goes in the vehicles, and we are limping the ones we have along right now. So we did go ahead and get quotes from Dell and Panasonic, and what we'll probably do this time, they come with a standard 3-year warranty, and it's a 5-year replacement cycle. So I'm going to also get the pricing on the 5-year warranty because we got beat up here at the end.
So those aren't like supplied by the county for everybody to have the same, huh?
No, what the county does supply, though, several years ago, and that's a good intro into this, then I built that into here, by the way. We were using what's called a HPD modem. It's a modem that uses the 800 megahertz radio system to give us our data on the computer. All the frontline units went to Sierra Wireless modems because of the speed of all the information today. The HPDs weren't keeping up. So it's a Verizon card and a Sierra Wireless modem. We paid for the modems. The county pays for the monthly fee for the Verizon card, the service, yes, sir. Now, what's happening is DC and I kept the HPD modems because we don't need the information as quick as the crews do, responding. September 30th, no more. The HPD system is being shut down by County 911. So what we did is we put the hardware in here. So his and my vehicle, as part of the computer program, will get these Sierra Wireless modems.
Yeah.
The county said they would pay for DC's service. They will not pay for mine because I'm not an EMS chief. So we'll have to, talk to Jim and figure out, what that looks like. I believe Carly was doing some research with our Verizon rep to see what that would look like.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, maybe they can just include it with what we have. Who knows?
It shouldn't be a huge number though, would
It shouldn't, but it's just.
You don't know.
My thought was you're paying for all the units in the DC. Could you just
Throw one into the chief.
Gratis.
so?
It's just
That
a
makes
data-
sense.
Just a data link.
Okay. Good.
While I'm up here, can I ask 2 more things?
Sure.
No, we talked about it yesterday at the staff meeting. Sorry, Vice Mayor Reed wanted me to bring up the engine 20 that we started at 50 grand and have backed
Oh,
down
yeah.
to 30 grand.
Nothing.
Tomato planter.
I suggested that we give chief autonomy just to sell it at this point. Use his good judgment, put it out there for best offer, whatever he's got to do to make it go well.
I gotta tell you something that I saw in Georgia. It made me think about that. They had the Firehouse Pizza place, local pizza place, and they had an old truck sitting right out there for kids to jump on and everything. I thought, well, we might have to do something like that if we can't
Do
get.
they want another one?
Right, they might want one on the other side. I should have pulled in.
So
But,
it's
yeah,
frustrating. I
it
really
is.
thought it would sell.
Do you think they're waiting for us to keep dropping the price?
I see a lot of pumpers on the site, and
You
that's
do?
my fear is when you look at ours and
It'd
it's
be the cycle. It's just, everybody might have got new ones in the last couple of years, and it's just,
It's 22 years old. I think that's what, even though our engine hours and mileage aren't as high as some others, it's the age of it. We had it refurbished, so it is, it's a good looking vehicle. Yeah, the guys had it out the other day, once a week we take it out, run it through the motions and everything's working, but you gotta find a willing buyer, so.
Yeah.
Because even sitting there, it's just gonna rot. Why would it wait?
Plus, you've got it outside the whole time now, too.
We did sell the SCBA equipment. We found a vendor in Canada, of all places, believe it or not. So they paid for shipping, picked it up, and we got an $800 check for that. So, and I scheduled an inspection at 11 a.m. Do you guys mind if I go do that?
That was the second request.
Yes.
Thanks, chief.
So CID next. Not much there.
Pretty simple, just the computers.
They're, is that like their laptops and stuff too?
Yes. Yeah, computer and software. I added 3,300 in that last column, so that 3,300 will come out of that 6,800, and that'll have Terry's number. I think she had
So
3,500 in there.
your laptop works okay and all that
Yeah,
kind
it
of
seems
stuff,
to be
so,
holding up pretty good.
okay. But software and stuff, I'm sure we got other things we gotta pay for in that.
Yeah, we're looking at, that's mostly computers for the office and making sure everybody stays up to date with their desktops. And then the 2 vehicles, we've been pushing them for a few years, so. And
Pulled apart
then-
yet?
Yeah,
I know we keep
you know,
moving
they're
them.
starting to dry rot more than they're starting to,
I know.
I mean, I think
Don't get enough use
the
out
one
of
I
it.
drive has 13,000 miles on it. And the other one I think has 8 or 9. Yeah, so I know we took it for service the other day and it needs new tires now, so it's,
Mileage, but they were just falling apart.
yeah. So we've had a few things. We had to replace the calipers on both the vehicles because they were sitting too much and getting rusty.
That's the problem.
So,
We've got low mileage, but too bad we don't have a garage to put them in.
Carport.
Yeah, it's under the carpet. What?
We could need a little carport out here.
It is true, though. I mean, you look at a car with 13,000 miles on it and say, do I really need a new car? But if things are starting to go because they're sitting outside or not
We
being
talked
used.
about that one year, putting covers out along that side. I don't know if it's feasible, but with your new Suburban out there,
At least one carport to put that thing under.
it needs,
It could,
it needs shade.
what column would that go in?
Visioning.
Capital. That would be capital.
it would be
It
capital.
would be capital. You would just probably
Wouldn't be
put
that
it,
expensive. That's all.
you would probably put it under Public Works Department, but I mean,
Yeah.
you'd have to look into the cost of.
That would probably be something we need to look into, because the vehicle
Under the
doesn't get
office
used enough.
improvements and
It's
equipment.
expensive
You would-
I don't
vehicle.
know that just
You
the
would need it
carport's
at
gonna
your
do what it needs to do to
department, right?
protect it.
Correct, yeah, I
When
have
the
2
city goes out
vehicles.
for a price, it's $1 million.
Well, yeah,
to
that's
put it
what-
up. You know, if I want a carport at my house,
It's
it's
15.5.
300. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's
it has to be,
ridiculous.
of course, probably would be a city thing, hurricane proof,
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
anchored and whatever.
Even if it's for your house, it has to be heard.
Oh, even if.
There we
Thank
go.
you
We
very
just got
much,
yelled
Dawn.
at.
There you go. No matter who it is.
She caught you.
It doesn't matter who that
I just
is.
figured ours would be double.
Right, right.
And then the only other thing I added in this year is the 20,000, we were looking at, there's a plan table. So if we decide, once Tyler is up and running and everything's going well, to add in the plan review portion of that system. They make a plan review table, which is basically a little bigger than your TV. And it's a touch screen, so you can do the full plan review. And Chief and I are both looking at those, so not yet, because we want to make sure Tyler's what we're,
That's in that
working well and-
6,500, 7,600.
actually, it's in the
It's the
20,000, so I
20,000
might have
and
stuck it in the
20.
wrong place.
No, it's right,
It had
Is it-
equipment, so
is
I
it-
assumed it was there, but
yeah.
Not for this year?
no,
Oh,
for
you've got it out. Okay.
2025.
Okay, I see the
So-
20 now.
Yeah, that would really be something nice to have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, year end 26.
Is that where you want it, or do you want it back a year?
I'm okay with that there. We want to make sure Tyler's working well before we add in too much additional things.
So is it moving from where it currently is or
No,
the
I
same?
just
Okay.
spoke wrong.
I just gotta make sure I
It
get
starts
notes
with 25,
On where it goes.
ends in 26. Sorry. It's fine, correct.
I'll make sure I got it all in here right.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, I have one other thing, if you don't mind me jumping in. We have the Forerunner program that I brought up at the workshop the other day. They have gotten us a contract. They're making a couple corrections to us, and I just sent it over to legal to look at. But it may be available for the night meeting, if we can add that to the agenda possibly. If it's ready. I
Ready?
want to make sure legal's gotten a chance to look
What's-
at it and everything's
So
kosher.
item number 15?
22. It'll be an easy one, it'll just be a matter of,
Right,
of
right.
being able to sign that. It was,
Okay.
they got it to me yesterday, and then we saw a couple things that needed to be corrected on it, and I just sent it to legal, so I want to give them a chance to look at it, but if we sign it before the end of the month, they don't charge us that $5,000 setup fee, so
Oh, that's right.
we want to make sure
Yeah.
we eliminate that cost, so
Okay.
if it's, hopefully it'll be ready, and we can get it on the agenda.
All right. Stay on top of legal.
I-
I know. I
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Good,
they
yeah, that
know.
would
They're
really
good,
be
I
good.
just, yeah, if we can eliminate that fee, I think that'll be a good thing. They've given us a demo, and it's so easy to work with, and it just pops up all this information, it's great. So, I'm very
Wow.
excited about it,
Sounds good.
so,
Good.
I think that's all I had. Any other?
All right. You were an easy one.
Sean, you're next.
Comes the problem child.
I'll make it quick and painless. It's not bad.
That's what they always say.
Oh, no. Heck, I even cut some money out of it, so we're good. We're good. Oh, by the way, Mayor, your hole's filled in already along the sidewalk.
So if you walk home, you won't fall.
Your hole's filled in.
There you
My
go.
holes, man.
Thank God, we don't want them on the ground.
Yeah. I'll
I
make
go-
this
I go to
quick.
Wendy's every day and they've got these 1-foot potholes right past the drive-through and it's like, it's been like that for 6
Oh,
months.
yeah, at
It's like,
least.
can't you throw some stone in the
Wendy's.
hole so I don't have to?
Old french fries.
Yeah, they're not doing anything. This is more starting, I guess we'll start right there at the air conditioning units. Again, crystal ball. I did drop that 5,000 though, because they are, decent, but you gotta have it there,
Right.
but I did, cause it usually 20, so I dropped that down to, 15.
How old are those? Give or take.
Those ones are not, those are, I think, our newest. I wanna say about 5 years, might be 4. So, everything else, it's just nice to have them, because if something happens to any, it's just one of those things, you might get a lot of them.
Might get 5 more years out of them, you might get 5 minutes.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
exactly. And then, the 17,000, that is, the other half of our shop, expansion, so we'll get the stuff done this year. And again, and then there's another 10 there for the ACs at our shop, or not our shop, but, our annex building, because we have 2 of them there, so it's there in case we need it, because we are replacing at our, public works shop, that one is gonna get replaced here in the next month. I have money in
We
that
got money
one.
there for that.
Yep,
Computer upgrade?
the computer upgrade, you can, if you want, Jim, if you wanna move that one, because my tablet's
Good.
perfect, yeah, I don't have an issue with that. So if you wanted to move that wherever to
Okay.
26, I guess, or 25, that's,
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, and
that's-
then
that's
next
good.
year, if we're having problems, we can move them back.
and then I think Jim went over most of this other page already. We had the recycling grant, 4,000, the mural stuff, all that. He did all that, and then my sewer stuff, that's pretty much all the same every year. And then again, the generator, I ordered that one last September, so it's supposed to be here this November.
Is
Yeah.
that a generator? I got like I got
transfer switch, you got
Automatic
generator,
transfer
yeah, no, it's
switch.
a brand new generator, and it's gonna run off natural gas, so we don't even have to worry
That's
about.
the one at
At
the
the
shop.
master lift station, yes.
Yeah.
So that, then we won't have to
It's a
worry
scary
about,
place. It's a
you know,
scary
don't have to worry
place.
about fuel for that one. You know, that's always, you know, depending on, you know, with the hurricane, you don't know, of course, if it's that bad, it ain't gonna make a bit of difference anyway, but. Go to the next page, and that's, the playground equipment is something I added, I guess if we're gonna, you know, depending on the project, if it goes forward, everything's gonna have to be closed down, so we might as well, you know, replace everything over there in cahoots with the pavilion, cause that stuff over there is about 13 years old. You know, we've been, you know, taking good care
And
of
you
it,
said
but.
some of it you can keep in.
Yeah, we'll probably, if depending on, because the other piece of equipment is a little bit bigger than like the little playground piece they got now. So and we're gonna get a new fire truck, that other little thing, if they can fit it in there, because you have to have so much room around each,
Right.
you know, for the safety, yeah. So
And
they call
still
it a
the
drop
rubber-
zone
the
or a
rubber
fall zone.
stuff
Yeah, and then we'll
on the
redo
ground.
the rubber stuff on the bottom, because, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
there'll be
really a
holes,
good
but.
idea.
I mean, that was the reason for that, and I guess, you know, we'll just see how the pavilion rolls out when we get to that time, which is a little bit later, which is probably gonna work to our benefit anyway, so if it ends up going out to bid in October maybe, then, cause we were gonna talk about not doing anything till next year anyway, so it just might work out perfect and we won't have to delay anything. You know, so that was,
Oh, yeah, for the holiday stuff.
yeah, so we can do that this year, and then, you know, maybe, you know, just depending on, maybe that'll give that time for prices to
I have a
do
question
something.
for y'all. Do we have a limit on that pavilion that we're willing to spend? That just seems to keep going up and up and up in price,
It was originally like a $300,000 project.
and it just, I mean, it just,
Everything's gone up, and
I mean, I hate to
again,
be a
we're at the
killjoy, but my
mercy
house
of these
isn't worth
builders.
$300,000, I mean,
Jim, that's a great point. I
No,
look at
I-
that number and I say.
I agree. I
$300,000,
agree.
It doesn't have a window or a door.
Right?
The
100%.
department heads,
Or a
we've
pool.
been
And it's
talking
on the
about
water.
this for several
Yeah.
months, yeah.
I mean,
No, I
We've been
agree.
talking about it in department head meetings for the last couple of months of, is this
Personally,
thing
I
down
don't
that
see
you
if
guys
the
been
thing
talking
gets
about?
that much use. I think we just scratch it for now. That'd be my call.
That's,
Save the 800.
I mean,
grand,
you
all
know, we
that.
would have to leave some money in there, because it does need a new roof,
Some repairs.
and we gotta do some repairs, but, I mean,
But 800 grand.
no,
is
no,
a lot of money
trust me,
For, how many times is it used a year?
well, I mean, it's a busy place on the weekends,
Well,
I mean,
know, but
it's,
I mean, for city functions
Oh,
and things
two?
like that, 2 times a year.
We use it twice.
yeah.
And has anybody ever said, my God, this is dilapidated, this needs to go?
Well, you would hate it to fall on somebody's head.
Well, I mean,
That's kind of what it looks like
Then we
now.
wouldn't be having that conversation. It was
No,
getting
I
ready to
get
fall
it.
on our
It
head.
just seems like a lot of money, and
It is a lot
again,
of
you're the
money.
city.
So for
Where-
under
where did
100
you-
grand, we can bring it up.
We can,
Make it
you
look
know,
good.
new roof, probably, you know, other than, yeah, I mean,
But what about the actual foundation, those poles? I mean,
Yeah, I
aren't
mean,
the
we'll-
bricks falling out of that?
oh, yeah, no, I mean, that's something, we're still gonna
Point
spend
it
a
up.
chunk, cause
Yeah, I
nothing.
mean,
It'll
maybe
buff
just,
out.
what?
It'll buff out.
And the other thing is, things aren't getting any cheaper. They're not gonna get any cheaper over the years.
Well, I mean,
But
where
we-
are
we-
you
we don't-
getting the
I don't know if we need
800
to spend that
from?
money this year.
Well,
You-
the engineer's guesstimation price on everything, because of FEMA, I mean, everything has to go.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, they put pilings in the ground, like, so the slab doesn't float away, and I mean, you know, a lot of it is, but that's, I mean, those are the rules you gotta follow. I mean, you know, the thing is, I mean, we already got so much money into the, engineering thing now. I think what to do is just kinda at least let them get it finished, so our plans are at least 100% done, and then.
we spent on it so far? You got a round number, maybe,
I think, we're 60% done, and I think the engineering cost was like, I wanna say like 60 grand, or
that's what I thought, I saw
right.
60-some thousand.
65 maybe. I mean,
Right.
you might as well, I mean, we can at least let it get it done. We'll have plans. We can always go out for bid, and it can be horrifying, and we can just say,
Well, the 800 is to build it, we're still waiting on the plans. Once we
Yeah.
get the plans, we might get a better price, maybe.
you know, like I said, the only thing we can hope for is the price of stuff to go down, which I seriously doubt that's even gonna happen. But, I mean, we can always say no, but I mean, at least we gotta at least have the plans completed, so maybe in,
Well, will the plan help us to refurb or fix what we've
No.
got? No.
No,
Well,
that's
we
gonna
can
be
hang-
total
We can hang
redo.
on to that engineering.
That's right.
yeah, the
and
engineering will be
reevaluate At some
done,
point in the
Yeah.
but,
future.
I mean, it's,
So the question is, do we wanna move the 800,000 up a year, or do we wanna just leave it in there and see what happens first? If we don't spend it, we don't spend it.
I mean, is there any, seriously, any danger in,
I mean, no, it's not gonna,
Leaving
I mean,
it?
it just went through Ian. Ian was
Yeah.
pretty, the nastiest thing we had.
It's
in a
just,
long time.
it's,
It just needs a face.
if you
on
go
it.
over and look at it and
It's
walk
old.
around it, you'll see.
It's beat up.
It's bad. It's,
You know.
it's,
Yeah, I
it
have.
doesn't look good for us to have something in our
I mean,
park.
yeah, it's definitely not.
But not that we couldn't fix it for a lot less than rebuilding it,
Right.
so,
Yeah.
I mean, is the roof pretty much okay?
Oh, yeah, no, it just needs replaced, you know, it's just time for a roof, it's probably, yeah,
It's just a
it's
shingle,
okay.
it's just a shingle roof, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably 7-8 grand for the
Oh, so
roof.
it's not the structure of the
so we were
roof,
looking
it's
at
just,
the 300,000 at the
shingles?
beginning, and that was semi-reasonable.
Mhm. Yeah, oh, no, I know, and then it just
But
went,
then
well,
when it got
then,
up to almost as much as a fire truck.
yeah. No, trust me, I agree, for posts and a roof,
By
it's
the
just
time
like,
the plans are done, it'll be over a mil.
probably, no. Well, hell, wait for it to go out to, excuse me, wait for it to go out, for bid, and it's, I'm thinking that's what it's gonna be.
Do we wanna just move the money up, the 800,000 at least up a year? And then we can always do a budget amendment and move it back if we decide to go forward with it.
That's, I mean, that's
Jim,
Jim's
that-
forte
At least
there.
that way it's out of the budget this year, and if we don't spend it, we don't spend it. It'll help bring down some of those
Just,
costs.
I mean, to me, I just,
If we don't sell that fire station,
have a heart attack
that's
when
a
you
lot
see
of
it.
money.
that's 800,000 right there.
and when we started this,
I agree.
when we
I'm not
started
arguing
it,
with
we
that
were
at all.
gonna have a tower that we could go up and look, have
Yeah.
it.
I don't want it to not
And we
happen.
don't. It-
I want.
Oh,
And
it's
it's
not gonna
priced,
be,
it's still
it's
not gonna be-
replacing what we have,
Right.
pretty much.
No, 100%.
Well, I mean, we've been talking so long about having a new one there, and this thing was gonna be nice, and a good facility for everybody to use, and people do use it a lot. We might not use it a lot, but the residents, citizens use it a lot. So if we're gonna go full circle now and talk about just trying to, rebuild what we have, or fix what we have, we're gonna have to think about doing it very nicely, not just.
Can
put
you
it
get
back
a
to what it looks
grant
like.
for it?
Well, I got a $250,000 grant.
That's,
for
there's a
it.
grant built into this already.
Cost is gonna be 550,000 on it, but I'm just thinking.
Let's see what kind of bids we can get first. That's my idea.
It's
I
probably,
wanna
that's,
get the drawings, I wanna get the bids.
yeah.
And
we
then
can
I'll
always
see
just-
what our prices
yeah,
are
'cause
gonna be.
there's, it's always written in there, we don't have to accept any of the bids, so if we don't like
Because
it,
these
then.
engineers that come up
it's
with
just
these
money to
drawings, they
save.
give you an idea what they think it's gonna cost, and then it's completely different. with
Yeah,
the
oh yeah,
actual
and it's
contract.
usually more.
And it, yeah, it's usually more,
Mhm.
so that's what's gonna scare us, so let's get to a point where we're
Yeah,
scared.
I mean, that's the perfect way to do it, and then like I said, it's there, you don't spend it, you don't spend it.
Yeah.
Put it right, at the end of the year, you put it right back in,
Yeah, I've never liked
I-
using numbers from an engineer.
Yeah.
I like
No,
to.
neither
but,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
fire
it's, I mean, yeah, for something that
Do we
doesn't have
wanna
walls
leave
and air
that
conditioning,
in
I agree.
This year's budget then, or,
I
I
think
mean,
we-
just cause it's there, you don't have to spend it, and, we bumped it 50 grand, or
75.
75.
left it for the year.
I mean, 'cause if we don't have it in there, then we can't go out for bid.
And that's one reason I say, how much are you really willing to spend? Because you put this in a capital budget and these people bidding on a job, they ask for your capital budget and they say, oh, they're willing to spend $800,000.
really?
You
Is
know,
that how it
that's their
works?
limit. Well, they know
Put
that's your
300
limit.
in.
I
They
mean,
go over it,
hopefully they should be going by the engineering,
go
but,
over what you put in it.
but
150
but they do
in.
call and they say, what do you have budgeted?
Put 150 in.
Agreed, I mean, honestly, I think that's what it should have just cost anyway, I just figured, going and taking it down, using a slab, putting some pavers underneath there with new poles and a roof and be done
So
with it.
these engineers really think that with the concrete work and the infrastructure and getting it up to wind code and everything else, it's gonna be almost $1 million
That's, I mean, and he's,
for an
I
open
know,
air.
well, the
I
slab
mean,
and
consider
everything.
the stairs that we just did out here, they were how
Oh,
much?
I don't know, like 60 grand or
For
something.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, for a set
Yeah.
of, I mean, it's crazy what
For a
everything
set of
costs now,
steps.
literally
It's
just
ridiculous.
some concrete
Mhm.
stairs
Yeah.
was double what we
Yeah.
had
Yeah, as soon as
originally
they
thought.
see that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean,
But I didn't realize they
Let's leave
could
the
look
800
at-
in there.
'cause this is public record,
Let's,
right?
let's leave
So
the
they
eight
can
hundred
just
in there.
look at that.
That way we can go out for bids and see
I
if
would
people
say-
will actually do it for.
If we're
Hey.
gonna leave it in the budget just for that reason,
Yeah.
I'd put 300 in there. I wouldn't let them
Well, I
see
was thinking bringing
800.
it back to where we plan, I mean, originally I thought they said 725, the architects.
It was, he was
Yeah.
figuring we're gonna, you know,
I-
build a real nice
Yeah,
one,
but
and then
if
we
you
had,
see
then we had
800,
the
you're
250,
gonna
so,
Bid 800.
but, you know, since the last 2.5, 3 years, everything went through the roof.
You know, it's, we can always say no.
Yeah,
If we leave the 800 in there and they come up with some ridiculous number, we can just say, you know what, we're just gonna rebuild what we got. We're gonna take what we got and
I
fix
would
it.
say we put a lower number in there. I mean,
yeah,
if-
but that's
if I-
not gonna change, that's really not gonna change.
Yeah, they'll still come in
It's
with their
gonna
number,
be-
then we're gonna
it's gonna
be
be ridiculous.
under-
But I mean, if they
Well, then
see
there we go, we
800, they
were
know
good.
they're gonna get at least 800.
Stupid with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Leave
I
it
didn't
in.
realize that part.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
I'm kinda like Gail's approach, lower the budget amount, yeah, maybe not down to
but I don't know,
300,
we're after.
Maybe
I
500?
don't, I don't know if we can go, I'm not quite sure on what the parameters are with the grant that we had, you know, I don't know if there's, I mean, I would have to ask and find that out, I mean, we don't have to do that right this second, but.
So lowering the budget.
It
amount
might do,
means lower the grant amount?
well, we're already approved for this, so I don't know how much,
You'd have to, it was like 500,000.
Yeah, I
When we
mean, I don't
applied
think-
for the grant, we had to give them what we thought the total project was gonna
right,
be.
so, I mean,
What
I,
did we give them?
I think it was
I
500.
think so, that's why
So
we did
couldn't
750.
go any
So
lower.
let's budget 500.
Yeah,
So-
but I need to find out to
Yeah.
make sure that that's,
Go with whatever the grant number was you used in the budget. Whatever you used to get the grant.
Yeah, use that.
right, I'll have to look off the
Was
top
it
of my,
like
I think, I wanna say it was
700?
500,000, that's
I
why,
thought it
I'm
was
thinking it was
5,
500 too.
Because we even talked about this at one point.
or
when the-
475,
when
that's
the
why it
amount
came to
went
725.
up. We
Yeah.
talked about potentially reapplying for the grant to adjust that number, but that process takes like almost a year.
Yeah,
So we just said just go through with it
mhm.
because we talked about reapplying since our numbers jumped up so much.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I can just make sure that we can do that, you know, I just wanna, you know, or, you know, we just,
We couldn't put lower than what we told.
yeah, I don't think so.
Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm
We
not
have
sure,
to-
I mean, we
yeah.
might be able to, but like I said, I don't know exactly what
So
the.
you think you can do 500 or you don't?
I don't know,
yet?
as soon as I get out of here, I can make a
Okay.
phone call.
Yeah, you
and
wanna
find out.
have at least what the
you
grant, because
told them.
The original
usually on,
papers.
usually on
That makes
grants,
sense.
you have to have it budgeted, they
You have to
see
show that
you're-
you're gonna
Yeah.
do this
Sincere.
amount.
But I mean, yeah, that's,
But the
I can-
price
that I
went
can
up
find
after
out.
we got the grant, and then we said,
Yeah.
well, we can reapply for the grant, but we're liable to have lost it. And so
Because
we said,
yeah,
no, let's
you don't
just
wanna
take
fool
the
with that.
250.
I get it.
You
Right.
got a grant, you wanna keep it.
yeah, but I mean, at this price, you know, we're kinda, you know, throw it all away, but I mean, I still think we need to just at least wait and see what the bids come out, like I said, 'cause we can always just say no, we don't have to do any of it, but,
That's why, leave it at 800 and see what the bids come out. You know,
cause I don't think moving it to 500 is gonna change anything.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be overly priced.
Just leave it alone.
That's my thought.
Leave it
but
alone,
that's, you know, your
instead of going
guys'
through all that extra
decision.
work, just leave this to at $800,000.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't spend it, we don't spend it. They're gonna look at it, they're gonna come in, if they're gonna come in at $1 million, they're gonna come in at $1 million no matter what you got in here. Because they don't care where you get the money from.
Right, that's what I mean,
that's
that's
my
y'all's
experience.
decision, but yeah, I
I,
just,
I don't know what else.
yeah, I know, I know, the whole thing just
It's kinda like the fire station, you know, it just kept going and going and going.
You know, well, just, you know, last,
But this isn't a fire station, it's not gonna save anybody's life.
exactly.
So,
You know, we can always do
Dry in the
something with a
afternoon.
good facelift or something and, you know, redo whatever we gotta do. I mean, it still might cost 50 or 100 grand, but it definitely ain't gonna be $1 million.
I mean, I think you could give it a facelift. I think it's a nice look, and I haven't been up close, but
Yeah, I mean, it
If you
needs some love.
replace
Might
the-
fall on your
if
head.
you, if you replace the stonework.
It's not that bad, but
I know,
it needs
I
some,
know.
but it does need some love.
You might just get, if the wind is blowing, a brick might hit you in the head. That'd be about it.
so, what if, would you start looking now to see what just, fixing it
I can,
would cost?
yeah, I can,
And then we can bring in both numbers, when you bring in the bids, you can bring in
Well,
the,
so if we're gonna do this and bid it out, we weren't gonna bid it, the earliest we were talking about bidding it out was basically the end of the year. Because if you all wanted it to be in place for the boat
So he's
parade,
got plenty of
we
time.
can't really bid it first and then be like, okay, great, now you can start work.
Right,
in
well, it's
X
not gonna
amount of
be
mo-
ready
like,
probably anyway till October, November
That's what I'm
anyway.
saying, so we
So he's got
weren't gonna
plenty of
bid it
time
out
to, he's
until
got plenty of
November,
time to
December
get
anyway.
prices to fix it
Right.
between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, we won't have bid numbers until like December, January.
Yeah, just make sure
At
that
the
people know that
earliest.
it's probably gonna be after first year for.
Oh, yeah, no,
we
no,
did-
that's-
Did fix it.
A lot of guys are, some of the guys are, they're
We just
busy
want a
now anyway.
ballpark. You
No,
can
no,
go to, you
exactly.
can go to one person and ask them just
No,
to get
yeah,
us a
just give me
ballpark.
something close to do
And we
this,
still
to
got
this,
the
to the roof.
hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe, we might keep your
I
credit
guess.
card, maybe get something, let insurance pay for
So
it.
we're just gonna leave the 8
Yeah.
or 5?
Leave the 8.
I agree.
We did. All right.
That's it.
Hubba, hubba.
Everything else is,
Yeah,
just
you
the
change your
normal.
mind.
Yeah, no, it's, hey, that whole thing made me sick to my stomach anyway. But yeah, I think that pretty much hit everything. Jim went over the other stuff, so.
Solar city lights, where are we putting these?
Those, that's for repair, or replacement when they either go bad, yeah, cause I think we have 26 of them. In the last couple times I had to, I need visiting money to replace, somebody whacked one with a car and knocked the whole thing over, and then we had one.
Didn't you say that the replacements are?
In a
the
lot of those
same?
parts you can't get
They
no
don't
more,
have them anymore.
so you gotta go with like a
This whole
totally,
solar thing.
totally revamped stuff,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's just more or less
That's
the
just
maintenance
just
and
in case.
repair, replace.
The Hopkins dock, that's just gonna be rebuilt the way it is.
Yes, if we're not, yep, that'll just be in kind, other than, we'll make it nice where, we'll wrap the pilings when we do them, and just, I think I could get it all done, and, get 3 quotes and get it all done the way we wanna get it done, and it'll just be just like it is, other than it'll look fabulous.
Perfect. Okay,
That's it.
we got a plan.
So what's next?
Lunch?
Next Tuesday,
Whatever, like you're gonna be here next week, right?
I will be here
In the-
for the
during the
day
day.
when, after our day meeting, then I have a conference down south, so I will not be here for the night
I mean,
meeting.
legislative is always easy, but I have to put them all together yet. I still have to do some payroll for all the departments to drop them in.
Next week.
And hopefully, maybe even fire, but,
I mean, you gotta do your line item budget, I mean,
You
mine's
know,
ready.
Terry's not here next week, so we will not do CID next week.
Oh, come on, let's do it while she's gone.
I was gonna say, it makes your life easier.
Are you here for the night meeting?
So,
I have not, I have the Building Officials Association conference.
Louis will be here.
yeah.
But it's just what I can get together, to have something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try like heck to
So we
get,
can keep progressing through.
yeah, so we can get a kind of a glimpse of the big picture. And I don't even have, I gotta go check today to see if the county has sent me, I don't even have new taxable values yet, so,
I didn't get it, so I don't,
yeah, so.
I think we're on the same list, I
Usually,
don't have
I'm
it yet.
getting it right about now, but
Mhm.
I have not seen it yet, so don't even know where that is, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So everyone is still planning to be available next Tuesday night, correct? All 5 commissioners will be here, 6:30. Everybody will be here at 6:30. Okay. We also have a workshop that morning, but just making sure that everybody will be here.
I possibly won't be for the workshop. I'm having
Okay.
my surgery on Monday, and I have to,
Okay. Okay.
I'll find out exactly what my appointment is, because they called me this Wednesday when they was split on the surgery.
Okay. We can discuss which departments we're gonna be next Tuesday, and if anything, talk to you outside of the
Okay.
meeting and get it figured out if there's questions, but, all right.
All right, let's adjourn.
All right. That was quick.